Welcome to the ultimate Karen showdown. Hey Spuds, how's it going? It's Jamie. Welcome back to another video, your first video on the channel. I don't know, but welcome either way. I'm very glad to have you here. How's it going? I hope you're well. And today, like I said, we are doing the ultimate Karen showdown. I went through the subreddit of YouKaren. And for those of you who don't know what I mean by Karen and Karens and think that I'm just gonna get a bunch of actual people called Karen and just throw shade at them, that is not what I'm doing. The definition of Karen, used not as a name, is a slang term for an obnoxious, angry, entitled, and often racist middle-aged white woman who uses her privilege to get her way or police other people's behaviours. Let's go. Our soccer ref didn't show up, so one of the mums on our team had her 9-year-old son ref for us. He had a whistle. And a completely adult woman on the other team argued with one of his calls, and he yellow carded her in front of everyone, and she had to sit in her car to calm down. You're arguing with a 9-year-old to the point where you get so angry you need to remove yourself from the situation. Have a little strop in your car. Who is the real 9-year-old? I don't know more context to what actually happened. It just sounds like a casual game of football. Potentially does not require that much stropping. Is stropping a word? Passengers cheer after woman gets kicked off flight for refusing to wear face mask. Oh my god. I feel like the advent of face masks and a particular subgroup of people who vehemently refuse to wear them propelled the use of the word Karen. Because let me tell you, a lot of what is on the subreddit is to do with mask wearing, well, not mask wearing, and anti-vaxxers and everything. It's a piece of cloth. It protects other people. If it's mandatory, please just wear it. Why put up a fuss? Are you pro-life? Would you do whatever you can to protect human life? Of course. Why aren't you wearing a mask? It's a personal choice. Is that a real conversation? Is that like a genuine, 100% a conversation actually happened? Because I'm struggling. And oh yes, Karens can be men. I demand absolute censorship of the K word on Twitter. If my demands are not met, me and millions of other women will delete their accounts. The most Karen way to request the word Karen stop being used. The K as... It's not a slur. Karens are not a protected group. I see this as an absolute win. Goodbye. Twitter is probably one of the worst places for this type of behaviour, so if you all just leave, that would be wonderful. Dear every cashier in America, the proper response to thank you is you're welcome, not no problem, and you're supposed to thank me. What's the... You're welcome, no problem. What's the problem? What is the difference? Very strange. At Dollar General, this boomer started bitching at the cashier because the card reader thing froze up. And I said, hey, give her a break. It's not her fault. Then when she started bitching at me, everybody in line started yelling at her and she left in tears and it made me happy. Masks may have propelled the use of the word Karen, but retail started it. And the way that certain people treat retail staff, like that I want to speak to your manager kind of vibe, that is where this started, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. It's like if a company messes something up and you need to let somebody know about it and fix a problem, don't have a go at the person talking to you on the phone. It's not their fault. They're just doing their job. They're trying to help you. It is not the cashier's fault the card reader froze up. Why would you start bitching at somebody because a piece of machine that they did not create and they have no control over broke? From the desk of a former long-time customer. Date, March 2022. It's not a very specific date. To blank, owner/manager, blanked out. Subject, no longer a customer. Oh dear goodness. You really think a company cares that much if you're not a customer anymore? You are not that important. Sir/ma'am, I have been a customer since the 1980s when I first obtained my driver license. If I were to add up the monetary number of all the hard shell tacos consumed, it would be in the thousands of dollars. Did not expect this to go down a taco route. I visited your store recently to purchase 3 each hard shell, being informed my bill would be over $5. That didn't make sense. What are you trying to say? I ask the female to repeat the cost. I said no thanks. I departed, making no purchase. I recall paying 69 cents for this poor Mexican street food. I am done. No longer a customer, in red and underlined and bold. Wow. The price is simply ridiculous. I did not vote for Florida Amendment 2 in 2020. I do not agree with paying a minimum of $15 hourly for a 16-year-old kid, much less a 30-year-old adult, to toss some lettuce, cheese, and ground beef in a cheap corn fried shell. Sorry for your loss. loss, but my gain. This cannot be real. Real people do not genuinely send letters like this. Are you telling me that somebody sat down and thought they were doing something by writing this, other than giving whoever received it in the office a good laugh? Your privilege is showing, and so is your assholeness. I like how they've just gone for the food. So they've been a customer, apparently, for like 40 years nearly, or around 40 years, buying thousands of dollars worth of tacos from this place, and now all of a sudden the food is terrible because the price has increased a bit. Right. They've attached a receipt from when they were 69 cents in 1999. 1999. Excuse me, that was 23 years ago. Inflation. Everything costs more now. So they're complaining because 23 years ago they could go to this taco place and get all their tacos for $3.50, and now it's $5 for their tacos. My head cannot get around this. I'm so baffled. Also, they're saying they spent in the thousands of dollars. If they were $3.50 a pop going to this place, right? And let's go for the minimum that could be thousands of dollars and do 2,000 divided by 3.5. Actually, it's 69 cents. So it's 2,000 divided by 0.69, which means since the 1980s, they've eaten like a minimum of nearly 3,000 tacos. But yeah, wow, sorry that the price has increased by $1.50 in 23 years, and just completely shitting on minimum wage. Just heard an American woman angrily tell an airport employee, if you don't speak English, then why are you working here? Ma'am, you're in Shanghai, China. You're fucking kidding me. You are not entitled to have people speak your language wherever you go. And personally, correct me if I'm wrong and you've seen other examples, this is something I've only ever seen from people with English as their first language. Like the privilege of why don't you speak English? Not everybody speaks English. Karen Halloween costume sparks backlash among shoppers. Is that the real image? They really trolled her. She has the identical haircut, right down to the highlights and everything. Oh my gosh. Oh, what are you dressing as for Halloween? Karen. Coexist. Out of respect for the Christian community, I request that the cross be left out of this sticker/message, as our beliefs do not support it, and that our cross is being mistreated in this. Thank you for understanding. With love, the Christian community. Jesus loves you. Doesn't really feel like it's coming from a place of love. Oh, hey, you know this sticker that you've put to promote coexisting and the fact that we can all get along despite the fact that we come from different backgrounds and we have different beliefs? But yeah, we don't want Christianity to be a part of that because what? You don't believe in that? What do they want them to do? Just go coexist? Did you know that if a restaurant messes up your order, you can simply say, oh, actually, I had, instead of screaming at the 16-year-old employee, and they will still fix it for you? Interesting that being polite actually works. What was your best "you're speaking to the manager right now" moment? Friend of mine, she was getting chewed out over something or other. Finally, the woman loudly demanded to see the manager, so she shrugged and got the manager. Manager comes out all confused. Angry woman demands my friend get fired. Manager is very confused. But ma'am, I can't do that. She is the owner. That must have felt so good. Oh, amazing. GOP state senator made to sit in plexiglass box after refusing to mask up. Oh my god. You know when dogs have a surgery and they have the cone of shame? This is the plexiglass box of shame. What would you rather do in public in front of all of these people? Wear a piece of material on your face to protect everybody else and be like everybody else who is also wearing a piece of material on their face, or be put in your very own individual plexiglass box? How is that better? How is that a better solution than wearing a face mask? You were in a plastic box, like a human fish tank. A Karen with common sense. Thanks, Karen. Karen is not a slur. It is a stereotype white women earned by raising monsters, voting for monsters, and behaving like monsters. Our behaviour is so atrocious to everyone except us that our own children are making memes and videos mocking us. Oh, goodness. A lady just sat down and the first thing out of her mouth was, "I'll get a water. No ice because I doubt you're following COVID regulations with your ice." And it was in that moment that I realised Karens have been reloaded with a whole new set of ammunition. I'm sorry. So somebody just walked into an establishment, randomly decided they are specifically not following COVID regulations, with the ice. Oh, I'm comfortable enough to come in here. You seem to be following the regulations generally.
But no ice, please.
Because I've just got a feeling somebody back there is spitting in the ice cubes. What are COVID regulations for ice that would just not be general COVID regulations for a place? Most confusing. And that's it for our first exploration into YouKaren. Yay! Did we like it? The entitlement is so high. The rudeness is so much. I'm struggling to believe that all of those were actually real. Which one was the most Karen? Comment down below. Just go comment whatever you want. And if you did like the video, think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And yeah, as always, I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.